Hello there, Sagittarius. This is Jen, and I'm here doing a reading for you for January 2020. Ugh, I can't say that yet. Okay, so I don't know where I want this candle. Maybe up here? I don't know. We'll just leave it there. Sagittarius, January 2020. Let's do that one. What am I going to do? I haven't even decided. We'll do a diamond spread. This is the Shawdowscapes Tarot. It's a really beautiful deck. I'm not getting any money for this. I highly recommend. Well, I haven't looked to see if it still works. Actually, I haven't used it in a while, but there's an app for this deck, so you can really zoom in because as you'll see, the artwork is so amazing and intricate, but sometimes it's hard to really see every detail. But maybe that's the point. Every time you look at them, you see something new and different, catches your eye. So yeah, maybe something new and different is going to catch your eye this month. That might take you by surprise, yet not in a very pleasant way. I guess that's how I want to say it. What's at the bottom here? Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is a very creative energy. It's daydreaming, it's dreaming, fantasizing, wondering, pretending, imagination. It's the inspiration that has to come before art is created. So fantasizing about someone or something, imagining what it would be like, fantasizing about how things would go with someone else. Yes, you're crushing on someone hard, I would say. Bottom line is what I'm getting from that. Okay. Well, I don't know how I'm going to read it. I sort of have a general way I read this spread, but I don't like to put too many rules around it because then I feel like I'm at war with my intuition. The moon. So let's see what's going on for moons. So this looks like maybe almost around a new moon. Anyway, January 10th is the full moon in Cancer, and there's an eclipse associated with it, and I forgot to look what kind. And then a new moon in Aquarius on January 24th. So for some reason that's kind of drawing me, but it could really be around either the 10th or the 24th for a time frame. Let's get them all out and see. Oh, 10 of Cups. Beautiful. 4 of Wands. Jesus, the marriage card. The happily ever after, the marriage card. The burden card. The burden card. Sometimes that happens when you get married. I'm just saying. Oh, this gorgeous star card, healing, dreaming. So this goes with that 7 of Cups, and the moon too. So your dreams may be prophetic, really something you want to write down. The 4 of Pentacles. The 2 of Swords. Taking your heart out of the decision in order to make it, using your head. Yeah, so I'm getting on this side sort of the difference between the fantasy and the reality. I mean, this card is very much possessions and tangible. It reminds me, I had a friend, he since passed of leukemia, unfortunately, tragically. Um, but he was a good old fashioned Vermonter, and he said, I like to see where my money is. So he invested in real estate and things like that because he didn't, I don't know if he didn't trust the banks, but the stock market was not his thing. Let's put it that way. I just remember that so clearly. I forgot about that. I like to see where my money is. So I kind of feel like that's a very practical, down to earth, just like Vermonters attitude, right? And then this, even it's a beautiful card. This is very much dreaming, fantasizing in the brain and in the heart and the creative space. It can feel a little conflicting, right? Because someone with this type of energy, I like to see my stuff, and then this type of energy, what can I create? What can I, like, this comes out of this person, and this person collects. Oh, some of you, if you are some sort of artist or produce things, you could meet someone who's a consumer of those things. Cool. I like that. And there is some sort of choice. Maybe you're with someone already and this someone new just so captures your attention. You're confused about what your feelings are. For some of you, you may even be like, I thought I was happy, but this person just, you feel so connected. You're really confused as to what to do. For others, it's just you're trying to figure out, are those not red flags like the person has bad behavior, but red flags in this seems great now, but are we going to be incompatible because of these significant differences in perspective? Um, it could it could cause you to really have to think about it. I still haven't gotten these two cards out, so we'll see. And then over here, it's kind of interesting. It's the ten of cups, the fantasy about the happily ever after, right? And the 10 of wands, the reality. That's like a meme, right? What you think marriage and kids is going to be like, and what it's really like is you're holding the whole. You can see the whole thing on your back. The whole household, all the practical stuff is landing on you. on so and this is the marriage card. So I mean, sure, you could read it that a marriage is ending because someone's not pulling their weight. Um, but I almost see you guys like you're fantasizing about this person and oh my god, it's going to be magical. And then it's so just remember it's like managing expectations more than anything. It's not saying, oh, it's going to be horrible and you're going to have to do everything. But the reality is this can happen. So before, when you're in your honeymoon stage and you're thinking about getting married, before you do this, have those hard conversations. Who's going to do the dishes? Who's going to cook? Who's going to grocery shop? Who's going to do the laundry and clean and change the sheets and mow the lawn and bring the trash out? Don't assume stereotypical gender roles. Like, you guys need to figure it out. I know someone who got married and the person never helped out. And she was like, you always, were so diligent in keeping your house and you don't help out at all. And he said, I kid you not, well, I only did that until I got married and I didn't have to anymore. And it was like, what? And yeah, I mean, see, you kind of never really know truly what someone thinks until you ask. But it didn't go with other ones. He wasn't going to share his money and help her out. She still had to pull. It was very obviously there were other issues there, so that's probably a bad example. But have those hard conversations first. And sometimes you don't want to because it could ruin the relationship. But when you rather know before you get to hear. This is also a card that comes up a lot in business, is maybe you need to delegate more, especially if it's your own business you started or you're the manager, the owner. But make sure you learn how to delegate so you don't end up having to pull all the weight. What else am I getting? Some of you may start some sort of online gig thing. I don't know. Could be anything. YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. I don't know. Could be anything. Some sort of Patreon or Kickstarter. That could bring you some money. Could help stabilize you financially. All right, I want to see what so this is the middle card that's touching everything, 8 of Cups. Well, the 8 of Cups is letting go of something that is no longer serving you. Walking away. But stepping towards it in lots of things. Oh, I just saw a couple flakes of snow. In lots of things, relationships, jobs, moving, you don't really know what it's going to be like until you're in the middle of it. I mean, you can't know if a relationship is going to work out without experiencing the relationship. I mean, sometimes you can tell right ahead it wouldn't work. But if you're interested, you just don't know until you're really living with someone. And for a while, if you're truly compatible. And there comes a point in time when you have to accept that you put as much into it as you could and you don't have any more to give. It's that, like I say, that slot machine. How much of your emotional currency are you going to put into something? Because you can become emotionally bankrupt, right? So that's on your mind. It's like you're fantasizing about something, but you've maybe been burned and you've been married before and it just, the reality was not, the same as you fantasized about. So maybe there's a new situation and you're kind of gun shy because you're not really sure. Look at are those all mushrooms? You're not really sure you're gun shy. I hate to use that phrase. I have to think of a better phrase than that. That's gorgeous. I just love this deck. And we're stepping into our power, ourselves. Which is, they're fearless. They take action. And they deal with the consequences as they come. But she's not deterred from her goal by seeming setbacks or detours. She acknowledges the lessons they taught her, him or them. Don't get hung up on gender, and continue to move forward, gathering wisdom and experience along the way. So don't keep moving forward. Keep dreaming, keep fantasizing, keep trying things out and testing things out. you'll use your discernment. You've learned you can, how much time and energy and emotions, how much to put into things. And if you're not getting what you need in return, you have limits and respect for yourself, and you will walk away. But there's no other way than to keep trying. Whew. I don't know. Something about this is steamy. Let's pull some tarot sexual magic cards and maybe look a little closer at the love life sector, because that's more fun, right? Lots of fantasizing, could be lots of sex, I don't know. Passion. I'm feeling like this underlying sexual tension, like incredibly. Sorry, I keep saying like. I'm not even of that generation. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I'm Gen X. I guess that was like was that like a Valley Girl thing or something? I don't know. Sorry to you youngins. You're like, what the fuck is she talking about? All right. And maybe I'll just put these over here. I didn't want to scoop them up for some reason. I might refer back to them. Remember to set positive affirmations instead of resolutions. Think positively. What positive things do you want to bring into your life? So we have the Star again. We have the 10 of Pentacles, so another 10. And then Judgment, which is 2 10s. It's 20. A wake-up call, healing, a spiritual awakening, a sexual awakening, awakening part of yourself that maybe had been closed off. Let's do that one. 3 of Wands, passion. Sort of, it's like having a more philosophical and big picture philosophy around relationships. Again, this is great at this moment. Is this a forever? You don't really know, but you're okay with exploring it and seeing and managing expectations around it while at the same time enjoying it and having fun. Oh, wow, the Ace of Cups. So this could definitely be the beginning of love. And I think that's where the apprehension is coming, because you're like, oh, shit, do I want to go there again? I haven't had the best luck. The Hermit. So coming out of your shell, having spent a lot of time alone, and maybe you've been watching other people start new relationships, but you weren't ready before. And I think you're healed from that with retreat. 10 of Pentacles. This could be meeting someone definitely after, a serious relationship. And almost I'm getting like this this maturity now, and also wealth. Like someone could be wealthy. Maybe it's you, maybe it's the other person. But here's the spiritual awakening, the Judgment and the Star card, or the sexual awakening. What's at the bottom here? 8 of Pentacles. Finding someone you're both willing to work on the relationship with, so this doesn't happen again. So, someone who's committed to actually doing the work, not just someone who's going to go along for the ride, or to just attach themselves to you instead of an equal partner. Nice. Okay, Sag, so that's your reading. Whoops. I don't know if you just saw that. My computer went to go to sleep. I hope you have a great January, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.